If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Hello and welcome everyone to the definitive starter guide to Elite Dangerous. If you're unaware of what Elite Dangerous is, there's plenty of sources out there to explain it more in depth, but basically to sum it up, it is somewhere between a online space simulator game. So when I say simulator, what I mean is it's very authentic. Like, it really gives you the feel of flying a spaceship and the freedom of flying and doing whatever you want. It's online. You can play by yourself or co-op with a select group of friends. So that's really nice. You don't have to play online with everybody, but it's really highly recommended as it's a ginormous galaxy. I think there's something like 40 billion planets or systems, something like that. It's ginormous. Like, you're not going to be able to explore everything in this game. And so playing with other people, it just adds a little bit more excitement when you're out and about, because you rarely see other players. And when you do, it makes the game a lot more exciting. But enough of all that. The point of this is, and probably for most of you who are here, you got the game and you asked yourself, I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, the first time I played it, I ended up in deep space with no gas and no way to return. I had to restart the whole game. And trying to find a good guide out there was very difficult, because most players who have made a starting guide are players who have been playing for a long time. They don't really want to start over from the beginning. So I started a completely new game. We are going to go over all the basic functions, everything you need to know to get your ship off the ground, flying around, how to land, how to dock, all the basic functions. Now, there is a tutorial in the game, but it doesn't really go over things all that well. It does go over, some flight mechanics and combat. It doesn't really explain how to do anything. It just puts you in a situation where you need to do something. So it'll say, destroy these canisters, destroy the enemy ship, and then you kind of figure it out from there. But basically, so I'll let you guys kind of play around with the tutorial as far as figuring out combat. We're not going to be going over any of that today, just the basics of how to get started in this game. So the first thing that you're going to see when you start up the game is you're going to be landed at a dock. Right now we are at the Trevik dock. So basically, every dock has starport services, so you can buy and sell items, you can pick up missions, and different things like that. So now I'm going to be going over the mouse and keyboard controls, because that's what I'm currently using, though I hope to upgrade to a joystick soon. But I wanted to go over those because a lot of people haven't really covered some of the basic hotkeys, especially in 2015. A lot of things have changed. So when you start looking up how to do stuff in this game, be aware that when you're looking at a thread or a news article from 2014, that it's probably outdated and has been changed. So basically, if you click in your mouse wheel, it unlocks your head. So this game would be fantastic on the Oculus Rift, because you can just look around everywhere. The detail of your ship is very good, very, very good. So now if we look over to our right here, it's going to bring up our right side display. This is kind of an informational display. So you can look at all the functions that your ship has, what's in your ship's cargo. These are your fire groups, so your weapons, different modules that your ship has installed, and then the status of your personal status. So it shows your combat rank, trade rank, explorer rank, different things like that. So as you get better at trading, your trade rank will go up, and these are the things that other players see. So a lot of times when people are flying by, if they see your combat rank is harmless, they're either going to see you as an easy target or as a friendly, like somebody who's not all that aggressive or experienced in combat. So generally what I've noticed is I have not been attacked by anybody in the time that I've been playing. I'm sure it will happen the more that you're out there, but generally speaking, you're not going to run into pirates everywhere you go in this game. But these are kind of the three main things that you do in this game as well. We can kind of cover that as far as basic information. So basically, the combat rank, you can be a bounty hunter. You can hunt down people who have bounties. You're going to have NPCs that have bounties, as well as human players who get bounties. The trade rank, that's basically just trade, delivering goods, harvesting goods and bringing them back, all marketing stuff. And then the explorer rank is, is what it sounds. It's just exploring the galaxies, gathering information and whatnot. Now, you can really play it however you want. There's no class, I'm an explorer, that's what I do. You can be an explorer and only explore. But you can really do whatever you want. You can mix it up. You can be heavy into combat, lightly into trade, whatever. But yeah, that's where you're going to get all your information. Starting out, you're going to be, well, not even just starting out, you're going to be more acquainted with this screen here. This display will show your navigation. So, and to control these things, you use your WASD keys to move around, and then Q and E will change tabs. So we can go through our tabs, look at transactions. Contacts. What a contact is basically the things that are near you. So right now we see that the Treventh dock is part of our contacts. So if I wanted to dock at this, say I was outside of the station, I wanted to dock, I would contact this, and this is how I would do it. There's a high energy FSD wake. I have no idea what that is. I apologize. But it's something that's in the area. If there are other players or NPC ships, it'll come up in here. Right now we don't have a cargo hold, so you can't look at your cargo. So mostly starting out, you're going to be checking out your navigational menu, which we'll go over a little bit more in a moment. Just wanted to show you where the left and right displays are. So now, whenever you're docked anywhere, you have the options to return to surface, launch, or starport services. Return to surface just means that you can usually fly around inside of the dock. I guess I don't know why you would want to do that quite yet, but starport services is where you're going to want to start off with. You just press space, or yeah, I believe it's just the space bar will bring you to that. Now each starport is going to have different options. So this one right here has outfitting. So that means I can buy different guns, I can mount different things here in my ship. Right now we have no money, so there's really no point in doing anything in here. You can get familiar with what you have, your thrusters. Everything you have to start with is loaned, so you cannot sell it. You need to make money to get new components. You can't just sell the crap that was given to you. And then you have paint jobs, decals, cool stuff like that. But yeah, not all starports are going to have outfitting, so make note of that. But I believe every place should have repairs and fuel. So every time you stop, just fuel up. It doesn't cost that much money. You never want to be caught in deep space without fuel, as it's a good way to die. So, what do we have here? There is no trading, so we're not on a starport that will trade, so we can't look at the market yet, but not a big deal. The first thing that you want to do when you get into the game is check out the bulletin board. This is essentially the game's missions. So we'll take a look at, and each starport has different missions available. So right now, it looks like this one has about 5 missions that we can pick up right now. It's got lots of missions, but we don't have the necessary requirements. You can click on these, and it'll show you what is required to complete that mission. So mostly aimless means that our combat rank would have to be something above harmless. And then each mission will show an icon, so the little skull means that it's going to be a combat mission. I believe the arrows mean it's going to be a delivery. Let's see, let's actually go up and look at our missions here. Safe trade routes right here. Alright, so we picked up a mission actually that we can't really complete yet because it requires us to donate some items to this starport that we're in. So I picked up another mission. We can take a look here. We'll just go over to our left-hand display, and then we're going to go up to Smuggle Combat Stabilizers, Destination, Hold, Terminal. Oh boy. Alright. So right here we can take a look at what we need to do and where we need to go. It says the starport is the Huller Terminal. It's in the system of Kremen. We'll say that, Kremen. So what we want to do now is we want to go back and then move to our navigation and find Kremen on here. Hopefully it's nearby. Because this is going to show all the areas near us. And Dalton Gateway, I have a feeling that we are not near that at all. So this is going to be quite the journey. Now let's go back to transactions, because I'm going to need to know exactly how to spell this. And then the Huller Tournament. So, Kremen with 2 N's. So let's go ahead and go into our galaxy map here. So what I'm going to do here is, I believe it's under navigation, I am going to type the name of the system that I need to get to. And then we are just going to plan a route here. And then we'll go over the galaxy map as well. So this is the galaxy map. It is freaking ginormous. You can't even really see everything because we have explored so little. But all those little stars all that stuff that you're seeing are all different systems that you can explore. And right now we're going to the Cremain system. So we have our route planned right now. So right here, this is where we need to go. We're going to have to make this route to get to our location. And like I said, the easiest way to do it, if it's not on your quick navigation in your ship's navigation console, then you're going to go into the star map and just search for it right here. There's actually lots of different search options that you can pick here. And so that'll help kind of get things. As you get more comfortable with the galaxy map, you are going to, be able to utilize more of this stuff. But for right now, we just need to plan the route to there. You can take a look at different views. They have realistic. We have a map that'll show different trade routes, where different alliances are. It looks really complicated, so just take things one step at a time. Power play is basically the political system that's been implemented in the game. So as you get more comfortable throughout the game, you're going to learn which factions do what, different things about the politics. But right now, you're just a starting pilot, and the only thing you need to worry about is getting some cash so that you can get out and do the things you want to do. So let's go ahead and just leave out here. I'll show you too as well the system map. So this shows all of the planets and different places that you can go into the system. It is useful to get more information on the surrounding areas, but this isn't so much to plan a route as much as to find out what's in your system. It'll tell you composition, what kind of materials can you find there. When you're out mining or trying to find what different planets have to offer, this is a good place to find that stuff. Let's go ahead now and see if we can get on our way. The icon right here that shows that we have a path set for Irrivate. And Irrivate is not where we need to be ultimately. It's the next place we need to go in order to get to our final destination. So now when you hit launch, it is going to have you do a pre-flight checklist. This is very useful. Pay attention to all the buttons because this will show you how to fly the ship. Yeah, right, you hold down the D key. Then you basically just hold each key to show it that you have confirmed that those systems are working, but ultimately to help you figure it out. So thrusting up and thrusting down is R and F. Those are basically your movement. So, yaw means that your ship is going to strafe right or left, thrusting right or left, and then thrusting up and down. So if you want to, raise or lower your ship, you use R and F. And then throttle range, so to basically increase your throttle is W, and S is to reduce throttle, and it can actually help you go in reverse. And then we have our landing gear, which is L. Weapon deploy test is U. Target ahead is T, so you press T to target things. Primary fire, mouse 1. And then UI focus is left shift. Once we've gone through the pre-flight checklist, then we can get ready to head out into space.
Released.
Alright, so now that we have been released, we're going to press L to move our landing gear, and then I'm just going to use R to kind of thrust up. So if you're using a mouse and keyboard, the mouse is basically how you kind of maneuver your ship. And you can see on the right-hand side there where your ship is. That's showing you exactly what your ship's doing. So of course, you could say, well, you're upside down right now, but there really is no such thing as upside down in space. You just kind of, it makes life easier when you level yourself with wherever you're trying to go. We can see right here, so when you pick up when you target a system or create navigation, it's going to have this little circle right here. If you press T on something else, it's going to target whatever else you have targeted. So what we need to do right now is basically just get far away enough from the starport that blue icon that says mass locked is turned off. That means that we are ready to engage in frame shift. Frame shift is basically hyperspeed, hyperspace, whatever you want to call it. And so now we're no longer mass locked, so we can actually engage in our frame shift, which I believe the default key is J.
Frame shift.
So as long as everything's good, you can just press J and it's going to charge your frame shift, and it's going to make sure that your throttle, that you're actually thrusting enough. So if I slow down, I don't know if it'll actually send me. So we need to throttle up, we need to get up to speed.
3, 2, 1, engage.
And then you can actually unlock your mouse at any time. it really helps too if you're engaging, if you're in like a dogfight or something, and you want to see if somebody's above you. You can just take a quick look above you, look around. It's really, really useful. You need to be able to swivel your head. And hello. This is pretty common when you warp to a system like this. You usually warp directly into the sun, and as you can see in the center console there, it shows that our heat is up at 65%. You do not want to get too close to those stars or sun, so we're just going to kind of fly away here. And then direct, usually that will show a little commentary, so you can see up in the left-hand side. It just says that we've left the no-fire zone. So now we can actually pull out our weapons and start shooting at things. But we're going to continue to move. You can see an unidentified signal source, so that's basically just something that we could go explore and check out. But I want to go over a few of the things in the cockpit here. So right now, if you take a look at the center console, off to the left side where there's that little globe, you can see crosshairs and then a blue circle. That blue circle is whatever you have targeted. So if you're really lost and confused, you're out here flying around, and you're like, I can't find the thing that I targeted, I don't know where to go. Just line up so that that little blue circle there is right in the middle of your crosshairs, and that's going to bring you exactly where you need to go. That was something that was talked about in a video tutorial, but I thought they were talking about the large center console where all the little dots and everything is, and it was not too helpful. So basically, we are going to just frame shift again to put reading. Alright, so here we are in the Cremain system, exactly where we wanted to be. So let's go ahead and take a look at our left display here. And then look at our contract. It looks like, so what we want to do is we want to get to the Holler Terminal starport. We will jump back to our navigation screen, and now on this right side here, we should be able to find that starport. So here we go, the Holler Terminal. Now what we're going to do is just press space here, lock destination, and then once again we have that little globe in our center console which will show us how to align. The thing off to the left is basically, it's a hologram of our target, so it kind of looks like a cube. Just means that it's a spaceport that we can land in. So here is a very important aspect and something that is easy to miss. When you're flying up to a system, every part of you is going to want to just try to fly as fast as humanly possible up to the thing. The problem is if you fly too fast up to a planet or a dock, anything like that, you're going to overshoot it and you don't have enough time to slow down. Like, your speed will just increase and you'll fly by it. So the things that you need to know about is on my throttle, on the right side of the main center console, you can see little blue lines. Those blue lines show you what the recommended speed is for getting to your target destination. It's not 100% accurate. Oftentimes you're going to have to slow down a little bit further. You can go a little bit faster depending on how far away it is. So right now we can see we're about 2,500 light seconds away. Or is that light years? I'm not sure how that calculates. And then down at the bottom, the 148 generally is actual time. So it's going to take 1:38 at our current speed to get to this place. Over on the left side, you can see distance, speed, and alignment. This is the part that is going to help you land on these systems and starports. So the distance, and you'll see as we get closer, we really need to slow down. I think we're actually going to get, no, there we go. So we were able to slow down in time. If you can slow down immediately when it says slow down, you're going to be okay. So we want to try to get our speed and distance both in the blue area. And as we get a little bit closer, that should start to show up. And just while we wait to kind of get into alignment of the system here, another thing to note is with your arrow keys, you can divert power to different systems. So if I press the left key, it's going to divert more power into my system. If I press the right key, it's going to put some power into my weapons. And then my up is going to increase my engine. So if you want to go faster, you want to put full power to engines. Or give additional power to your engines. Actually, I'm going to slow way down to check something out here. So in the options menu, this was something that I did not have set initially, and I wanted to show you guys real quick. When I had first started, for some reason, I had no hotkey on Enable Frame Shift Drive to Super Cruise. And now, when you get close to a terminal, you're going to need to turn off your Super Cruise. Basically, Super Cruise is what you use when you're flying around the system, and you need to be out of Super Cruise in order to land closer to planets, asteroids, starships, or whatever. So I would highly suggest hotkeying this. I hotkeyed it to C because I think that's what it is supposed to be by default, but for some reason, I didn't have it. So make sure you have a hotkey for that. But now you can see that there's a little bar under distance, and that's starting to show how far away we are. We really need to start slowing down, and I think we're going to end up overshooting this anyways. So this is what happens. If you're going too fast, as you get too close to it, you're just going to fly right by it. And generally what I do when I fly right by something is I just slow way down, and then just kind of turn all the way around up there. Also, another thing with the blue, so basically on the left side, the blue for speed is how fast you want to be going to land. In the center console on the right side, the blue, that's kind of the sweet spot for turning. So if you're throttling faster or slower, well, specifically faster than that blue line over there, you're going to turn a lot slower. So if you want to make sharp turns, you need to reduce your speed so that right here in the blue line, so that's where your throttle is. When you're trying to land somewhere on the left side, that's the speed that you want to worry about. So we're going to slow down a little bit because we need to be going just a tad bit slower, and we should be able to get a message that says safe engage here pretty soon. I'm going to speed up just a tad, slow down. We're just staying basically right on the edge of that speed. Here we go. And now when it says safe disengage ready, you just press C or turn off your Super Cruise, and then that is going to send you into the starport. Now, because if you're in a Super Cruise, you just fly past it so fast that you can't even really see it. And there it is. So this is the Wohler terminal. Now what we need to do is go to our left display here, go to contacts, and then we need to request docking. So you just select that contact of the terminal and then request docking.
Denied.
Please approach to 7,500 meters. What? So I think we need to get a little bit closer. Perhaps so that they can run some scans on us. You can see the entrance to the starport right down here. So we'll try to line ourselves up here. Let's see, is this close enough?
Docking request granted.
Okay, so we just needed to get a little bit closer. Now that we have been got our we really need to slow down. Now that we have been able to get our landing request granted, now all we need to do is line up into this little area here. And you're supposed to go in on the green side. So you see how once the left side is flashing green, the right side is flashing red. That's basically just like, your right and left lane. People exiting are supposed to be exiting out the other side, and you're supposed to be entering in this side. I believe there's something you can get for your ship. Oh boy, we really want to slow down there. We don't want to hit anything. We don't want to smash our ship. There we go. And down it says proceed to landing pad 21. So we see that our landing pad is right down here. And then I'm actually just going to press L to bring out my landing gear. And then we're just going to slowly descend to here. Now, I've seen some people make some pretty fantastic landings in this game, like where they just zoom right up to it and then drop. When you're first starting off, I would say just take your time, get used to the controls. It's certainly a little bit easier with a joystick from what I'm told. But we're going to hover right above the landing here. As you get close to it, you're going to get this display on your center console, which will really help make sure you land in the right spot. You just need to get the two circles lined up, basically. Let's go ahead and turn off our throttle. There we go. Just needed to get my ship straightened out, and then we're just going to reverse thrusters a little bit. Pull the thrusters. Whoa, what is happening? Getting a little crazy there. You just want to slow it down. You basically can just tap the button and try to get it at 0. There we go. And now we can just proceed to land, try to pull up the nose a little bit. You just want to level out your ship as best as possible.
Docking successful.
And then there you go. You have it
Engines
being landed.
disengaged.
Like I said, once you get used to it, you're able to just kind of zip in and land, and it feels really good to be able to do that. But just take your time. I mean, you're a novice pilot. This is your first time flying around in the galaxy, so don't get too hung up on yourself. Part of the fun of this game is the simulation of it, the feeling that everything in the game is very real. So let's go ahead and let's enter in the starport services here. Welcome to the Waller Terminal. Each starport has different options. So this one has outfitting, a shipyard, commodities market, universal cartographics, munitions, repairs. We can actually go and refuel all. But then we're going to go to our bulletin board. And this is where our mission completion will come into play, I hope. So now we're going to go up to the mission that we had to come here, and then we are going to give them the cargo that we were supposed to give them. And boom, there you have it, 45,000 credits. Very easily done. And that was pretty simple. Every time you do a mission now, you are going to get reputation, an increase in reputation with one faction and a loss of reputation in the other faction. So that's stuff that you're going to get more into as you get throughout the game. But basically, these are the basics here. That was all the basics of, getting out there, starting your first mission, and then once you get done with your second mission, go ahead, go back to the bulletin board, find some more. I would suggest when you're picking up missions to find ones that are a little bit closer. I had to jump several systems to get here, which is fine. It didn't take really that long in all reality, but it makes it a little bit easier to kind of get familiar with one system, get around the area, and then move on to further places. Now looking over the shipyard here, we can take a look. This is basically where you can store different ships. So, look at this. So we can actually buy a new ship if we want. The Eagle, I think we have enough money to buy the Eagle. The Hauler, this is really good for people who want to start mining and kind of just doing large runs. Now, you're not going to be able to do much as far as combat situations, but, if you want to be somebody out there just gaining some, money by harvesting resources, this is a really good way to go. And then the Adder, each of them are going to have different specs here as well. The Cobra is a very favorable ship if you like combat. So try to save up your money and go with the Cobra. It's a very cheap ship if you want to get more involved with, like I said, combat. And then you have your larger ships. I mean, look at this one. This is 6 million credits, 17 million credits for the Type 7 transporter. I'm sure that can haul quite a bit. And then the Sidewinder, that's your ship. So you can purchase another one. You can store as many of these ships as you want. So you can purchase, a hauler to do all your mining and then store it in the shipyard and then basically, switch out to your combat ship. So that's the shipyard there. And then the commodities market, this is where you can make a lot of money if you really like playing the market in these games. So what you do is you find out what stuff sells high. Let's say, okay, consumer technology sells really high in this market. Now, if I find another market where consumer technology is very low, I can go there, buy a bunch of that stuff, and then sell it back here. And then it's the same for vice versa. So foods are very cheap here. So I could buy a whole bunch of coffee and then bring it to a starport that has a very high demand for food. And it's a really good way to make money in this game. So if you like doing things like this, I would suggest getting a little notepad or putting it on your computer and just saying, this is what this starport needs. So then when you go to another one, you see you can buy it low, you buy it, and you know exactly where to take it. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So I really hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. So until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions. If you'd like to see more Elite Dangerous, please let me know. The game is a ton of fun. I'm actually thinking about investing in one of the, in the NVIDIA 3D set, possibly, to play this game, as that seems really fun. If not, go all out and buy the Oculus Rift and joystick. So, until next time, guys.